Today, we're working with our friends at Manitou Motorsports in Manitou, Minnesota.
Hi folks, I'm Nathan with Two Guys in a Ride, and today we are here at Manitou Motorsports in Manitou, Minnesota, and we are here with Rick.
Yeah.
And Rick, thanks for spending your time with us.
Thanks for coming in.
And today we have a beautiful pontoon behind us, so what are we looking at?
So this is the Manitou Oasis, and it's SHP, it's the TriToon. If you're not familiar with TriToons, it just gives you a lot more boat. It acts like a boat, but it gives you the comfort and the ease of a pontoon.
All right, well, let's take a look at that, because since we're right out here in the front, that's a great place to start. Now, you had pointed out to me, because I had asked you the question, you know, if I had two boats exactly the same, one's a TriToon, one isn't, what's the difference with Manitou boats and the TriToons? So, there's something unique about the middle one. What is it?
So that middle one sits deeper in the water. So, you know, like I tell my customers too, if you get a chance, go to YouTube, you'll see what it does. So when you go to turn this, I've been in these boats doing 60 miles an hour, and the guy turns the wheel and you don't move. It just turns like a boat. But when you look, just these two are in the water. The other one's totally out of the water. It's so cool. It's hard to explain, but they're so smooth. So when you're in rough water or you're cutting behind somebody else's boat, you don't have to worry about spilling anything because you just cut through it. It doesn't bounce you like a boat does.
Now, depending on what kind of pontoons you've been on, you may be wondering, what are you talking about pontoon going fast?
Yep.
Tell us what kind of a motor comes with this, as priced here.
So we offer all three motors, but on this one, this will have a 300 horse Yamaha. This is a 25-foot.
300 horse Yamaha.
Yeah, crazy.
Jeez. All right, that's just enough to, you might as well just hook up to the cabin and pull that on the lake.
Right. It's great though when you pull kids tubing or skiing. You know, you can pull 3 adults really easy. It's just awesome.
And you don't know they're behind you.
You don't know they're behind, and it doesn't, you know, on most boats, they kind of give you that lift and then lay down and take off.
Yep.
This just takes off, so you don't have that lag, especially skiers like it a lot.
Okay, now, the other thing I noticed on the TriToons is, of course, is the splash guards.
Yep.
Okay, just to kind of keep the flooring protected. Okay, let's come around here. You do have eye hooks.
Yep.
In both, all three of them, in fact,
Yep.
for you know, tying it up to wherever.
Right.
Or
it also helps when you're hauling it on a trailer.
Or if you ever have to pull another pontoon in the lake, which, believe it or not, that happens more often than you think. Someone runs out of gas or the motor breaks down. Okay, so as far as on the side, you've got a cleat tie down here.
Yep.
And then one in the rear.
Correct.
Okay, and then tell us, you know, I'm familiar with, you know, with the splash guards and these, but these right here are slanted like that.
Yep.
So what's the purpose of taking a perfectly good round pontoon and then squaring it off on the bottom?
Again, it goes down to, it comes up to that performance side. So when it goes to turn, it's using that to cut the water. So it turns sharper. It's the only boat that I know of in the pontoon world that is that cuts the way it does. They have a thing down in the Ozarks where they have a shootout, and this boat wins every year just because of the handling and that middle tooth.
Wow. Now, before we go back any further here, let's talk about the lighting. So you do have dock lighting and then navigation, of course. And then the other side is the same. Except for it's red light for the navigation.
Correct.
Okay. I was noticing this aluminum, the kind of the stressed look on it. So what do they do to do that?
It's an antiquing they do, but you can also get that in black too. You know, there's other options, so it's not just this. It just gives it a finished look, I think. It gives it a really cool look.
Now this is, as you look down the side, this is a big pontoon. This is 25 feet.
Yep.
Now does that measure from the tip of this pontoon to the back tip of it, or how does they measure?
I believe it's just the pin.
Oh, which is a good thing in case you want to get a lift or a trailer. You want to know how much you're pulling here.
Yep.
Okay, let's walk down the side. I do like the lovely blue and silver combinations here. Okay, we'll talk about that top, but your navigation light in the back, of course, is up on the Bimini top like you'd expect it to be. Okay. We got the tie-down cleat here. You've got an accessory bracket mount for if you want to run.
So we run that with the Garmin. So
with
that gives you your water depth, but if you decide you want to fish, you can add that also.
Okay. And then, is there one on both sides or just that side?
Just that side, I believe.
Yep. Okay. And then you've got 2 additional hooks in the back here. Now, does your engine hook into these?
Nope.
Nope. So these are actually for towing if you are moving or securing.
So this is a collapsible boarding ladder. So you just pull it out, and once you're in the water, you just step those down. So it goes deeper in the water, so easier for you to climb out.
So I don't know how many of you have used a ladder on the back of a boat before, but I can tell you now, when you're barefoot and you're not used to walking barefoot, the wider this section is and the flatter it is, ooh, the nicer it feels on your feet instead of our little round bar that's
tiny.
You're just tiny, you're putting all your weight on there, so that is really sweet. Underneath the floor, you have, obviously there's aluminum substructure, but then as far as the wood goes, tell us what is underneath here.
So this is a marine grade plywood.
Okay.
Comes with the lifetime warranty of the boat, so you don't have anything to worry about. This is a teak flooring, super easy to clean up. There's other options obviously with other boats, but this is the teak.
I bet you if you were to walk barefoot or in your socks, you would feel like almost like a little insole.
Yep, a little cushioning.
It's got a soft cushioning to it. Now, this is this is like space technology compared to carpeted pontoons that we see from the 80s and 90s. You know, so much better wear and tear.
Better wear and tear, a lot easier to clean up. You spill something on it. I mean, we power wash them here. I've got a power washer at home. It's so nice. You just spray them off and go.
And done.
Done.
All right. So, of course, your engine component area, these are access points, and there's one underneath this door as well, just to help you when you're putting the engine on.
Yep, exactly.
So, this boat is currently for sale here at Mankato Motorsports. It is not sold yet. Yet, I say. We'll leave here and half an hour later it'll be sold. But for the asking price of just over $89,000, it does come with that 300 horsepower engine.
Correct.
And that's, well, I'll let you tell them, because you don't let people just take the boat and go. You make sure they're ready for the water.
So when you leave here, number one, the gas tank is full, and in these days of gas prices, that's a good thing. We give you enough life jackets so you're ready for the water. So when you leave here, whether you have your own trailer or you buy one from us, you're ready for the water. It works out really well.
Now, you also, for this price, it comes with this ski pole right here, right?
Yep.
And you got the nice little looping connection right up here. Center mounted for your skiers. You got a nice access door back here. And you know, this is big enough back here that, gosh, you could dive off of here. You could just sit, because this is really built to be a pleasure cruise.
Correct.
There's a lot of things you can do with any pontoon.
Right.
But this one's more built for cruising. You can set another extra chair. In fact, you have an extra chair in the back. We'll show you that. But let's take a step inside.
Sure.
All right. So a nice wide opening. You can fit a wheelchair through there?
It'd be pretty close.
It'd be close. I bet you could, though. Okay, so coming down here to the front end, you know, let's just talk about the glaring things staring at us from the floor here. But you've got on the middle pontoon, you've got storage.
So this opens up. It's basically about 6 feet long. You put your skis in there. Right now, we actually have the cover for the top that comes with the boat. But all your life jackets, a lot of stuff. I mean, the boat's full of storage, but that's the cover for the top that comes with it.
You got nice little struts here to hold it open, too. So right over here, then, all pontoons will have this, you know, the modern ones, but it's just where all the electronics are.
Electronics are in there. There is storage under there. There's actually a cooler that comes with this
look at that. Okay, so you do have a built-in cooler.
It comes with it.
Okay.
Portable.
Nice little center area to open and grab things out of. That's very handy.
Tons of storage under there, too.
And then just your electronics there. Now this up here is just another storage area, right?
Yep, that's your glove box. So.
Okay. So a little less deep than the one below, but certainly you can store things there. It's nicely finished up there in the same kind of plastic that we got right here. Okay. Now, speaking of storage, you can never have enough.
No.
And this boat has just tons of it. So is it all underneath these seats?
All the way around except the filler seat that you'll show them later.
Okay, so if I grab here. Oh, it's got a really nice, just an easy hinged opening. Okay, that's really nice. And then you may be wondering what are all these little support pieces doing in the middle, but you know, these are all made of plastic underneath, and they all need support points, and that's what those are. But okay, so you got that, really easy to get out. And then you've got this one back here that I can't pull out right now because the chair's in there, but you've got ample storage underneath this one as well.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing is you can keep all the clutter off the floor so you can move about. So that's the idea.
Right. I'm gonna put this one back. This is
a filler seat, they call it. So
a filler seat.
So that can move from there to the back.
So, and that's nice. So, I mean, you block one door, but you still got two.
Yep.
And this can go in the back.
Correct.
So you can add it there, or you can just leave it at home.
Right.
Okay. So, man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 storage areas. And then you got cup holders here. You got cup holders up here. You got 2 speakers up here, and I think you got 2 in the rear.
Correct. In-floor lighting. So
underneath the seats, right, all
the way around.
I can't see it from my angle. Oh, there it is.
Yep. Okay.
So let's talk about the captain's area, because this is whew. If I were buying one, this would be where 90% of my time would be spent. One of the things I notice is kind of the soft, kind of rubberized, kind of felty, but kind of a non-slip.
Right. So the idea is obviously you set your sunglasses there or your phone.
Yep.
It's not sliding around. It stays put. And when you're doing 50 miles an hour in a pontoon, it's nice not to worry about your phone flying away.
Yes, it is. All right. So you do have a tilting telescope steering wheel, right?
Yep.
Okay. It's not telescope, but it does tilt.
Tilt, correct.
Okay. And then over here, you know, we're seeing more and more of this, the fully digital driver's information screen.
Yep.
So.
And you can set it up so it fits what you want to look at, not so much what I want to look at.
Right.
So you can look at, you know, how much gas you got. Obviously, that's pretty common. But you can see RPMs, temperature of the motor, all kinds of stuff. And there's different settings. You can set up different screens for whoever wants to use the boat.
Okay, so the idea is, you know, you spend a little time customizing it at the get-go, and then you can have it set up, you know, real easy. So it just shows, because this will do, you know, like 100 million different things.
Correct.
But you don't need to know everything.
Nope.
You can just set it up. And for those of you who are more tech savvy, then you can do this. But, you know, I know this is a touch screen.
Yep.
And then you've got some physical buttons here. We don't have a battery in here, so we can't start it up and show it to you. But that's a huge deal. And it doesn't, you know, these things never go bad when they get wet.
No.
Why does that happen to our phones? I want these guys to sell their technology to phone people so that our phones quickly get wrecked when they drop in the lake.
Right.
All right. So on the far left here, you've got a 12-volt outlet, like a cigarette style.
Yep.
Okay, and then you've got dual USB-A ports.
Correct.
Right here. So there are no USB-Cs, but there are USB-As.
Yep.
And then you've got a couple of buttons here.
So that's your lights. That's your dock lights. That's your nav. That's your horn.
Okay.
And then on the other side, you got your accessories. That's your lights, your floor lighting.
Okay, floor lighting right here, and then you have 2 buttons for accessories.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Now, on the far right of me, then you have, this is a transom bilge pump.
Yep.
This is the in-floor.
That's for the in-floor storage.
In-floor storage bilge pump.
Correct.
Because, you know, if it ever gets water, then you want to be able to pump it out. And then the in-store storage cargo light.
Correct.
Right? And then this one right here is the button for the Power Bimini.
So it's so nice. I mean, if you've ever had a pontoon and struggled with the Bimini, you just push the button and it opens up. And especially when you're going out by yourself or you're getting the boat ready when everybody else is coming out, I wouldn't buy one without it.
Yeah, so I know. After seeing it, you're like, how would I live without that?
Right.
Okay, so that's right there. And then you've got, of course, a Bluetooth head unit for your sound system.
Correct.
Okay, and I'm assuming it would have AM and FM radio as well.
Yep.
And then whatever apps, you know, through your phone, through Bluetooth.
Yep.
Okay, which is nice because then you can hook it to anyone's phone. Now, we talked about the throttle.
Yep.
And I'm used to an older style throttle that has a push button right here.
Yep.
So that when you want to advance idle the engine while you're starting it to get a little more, you know, warmed up, whatever, here's a button you push and then you advance the throttle. This does not have that. But you do have something else instead. You have a neutral hold.
Correct.
So if you just push that button, and then you can advance the throttle.
Yep.
Okay, because there's no grab, there's no pull that we're used to on older boats.
Correct.
That's all gone. You do have an up-down trim right here.
And that's your speed.
And then this is, you can adjust speed there. So you can sit there and just do this, okay? Maybe it gets a little more fine adjustments.
I think that's what it is. I think when you're just like tooling around, you just want to go up a little bit at a time.
Yeah, like a mile an hour or something, then you've
Kind
got
of like
that.
the cruise control in the car.
Right. So over here on my right, of course, you just have your ignition.
Yep.
And that's tethered to the boat,
Correct.
okay? And then you can hook that to you. And then you got a cup holder.
Yep.
Okay, so that's kind of what's on this side. And then down here, there's I'm assuming a fuse panel
Correct.
down here. All right, the driver's seat does, of course, rotate, which I
Right.
love. You can tighten it up.
Correct.
So does it rotate?
Correct.
It's got the double handles here, but then you also have the lever.
So it'll slide forward and back too. So
All right,
if you're
there it
a
is.
shorter person.
Okay, so
there
you
go.
so that's all the way back, but that's a long ways,
Yep.
and then all the way forwards.
Correct.
And then, of course, you do have another one for tilting,
Yep.
which you can lay back quite a ways. Okay. You've got a second captain's chair right here with all the same functions.
Correct.
But then you got this really cool table.
Yeah.
So tell us about this.
So this table pulls up. Obviously, you got a table to set food, drinks on. Just gives you another place to put things, so that if you're going out for the day, you're not just waiting on that little table. You got another spot to put your stuff.
So in addition to that, of course, you have your cup holder.
Yep.
And keep in mind that even though this is up, that door is blocked, you still have the door in the rear.
Correct.
So at any one time, you've got at least one door that's always open. Okay, that is cool. I love the dual captain's chairs. I really like that, and that is a neat table. Now, you do sell a changing room.
You can add.
Hang.
You're right. If this is not here, then the changing room becomes the option you buy.
Okay, and that just goes right there in that place. But
Correct.
boy, I like that. Awesome. All right, let's talk about the back end here. So you obviously have a removable tray.
Yep.
Okay, with cup holders, but you got a lot of storage back here too.
Yep.
And you have a little different storage, I think. Here, I think we said if you told me if I open this one up here, and then
This can come forward.
I can come forward. Actually,
another place
I
to
could almost
put.
do that with that seat in
Yep.
place.
You can leave that in
but
place.
Look at that. So now you got some nice storage, extra, right in the
So-
seat backs.
A lot of people use this for stuff they don't use all the time.
Okay.
But they want it on the boat. So
So they have, well, that's, I mean, you can look at how much storage you get. I mean, it's just incredible. Of course, you got dual cup holders here, you got dual cup holders down here. And again, this is storage, that's storage, and that is storage. Now, this is where the batteries are kept, though.
Correct.
So I want to open this one so we can just kind of take a look at that bay.
So it's access to that. That's your on and off. So when you're not in the boat, you just flip that red lever.
Oh, right there.
So you're not draining your battery.
So, okay, so that's nice. So that's right back there. It's also nice to have I'm used to batteries being out in the back of a pontoon,
Right,
tied
right.
on to the end, and
a
so
box.
that's nice to
It's a
have,
lot
nice
cleaner,
and dry.
easy to get to.
Yes, and of course this table moves too.
Yep, and it can come all the way out too. So if you just want space, that just unscrews.
Now the top, how far does it cover?
So it'll come up to approximately here. when
Okay.
It's fully open. So it covers the driver
Okay.
and the passenger.
Okay. And then, of course, the advantage of these, and the front seat's the same, but you can lay back kind of like almost like a bed
Right, correct.
and just relax.
Yep.
I love the, on the back here, just this large platform. That's a lot of space.
A lot of people like to get on and off. Obviously, you come up the ladder, but it's nice to go off the back of the boat. You can just
Well,
jump off.
yeah. And I mean, it's for tying up for anything,
Yep.
just sitting out here. If you want to get away from the crowd in the boat, you can be out here. I always like having that. Plus, just if you do anything with your own motor,
Yep.
whatever, it's all right there. Where is the gas tank?
The gas tank actually is on the side where you fill it. So it's actually underneath the boat, so you never see it. So super easy when you pull up to the pump. You're not trying to come into the back of the boat. It's actually on the side.
So it's right on the side there, not in the middle or anything.
We do a lot of ultra legs or pontoon legs, whatever you want to call them. So we can do that to TriToons too. Some people don't think you can.
Okay, so explain that.
What pontoon legs are, so if you live in shallower lakes around here, it's instead of having a lift, you pull it in, or you pull up to your neighbor's house, you just put the legs down and you walk off.
So you put those on here, and they do go on TriToons.
Yes.
How are they powered?
So we actually add the power back here. It's all hydraulics. So where you saw that battery, we usually put them next to that. So everything's linked together. Super easy, and you'll get a remote to run them. So
How does it adjust for, okay, so let's say I have you put them on, right? And I pull up, it's going to be like this if it goes up all even, right? Does it self-adjust?
you can control all four separate.
Is it the kind of thing that you would say, okay, this is for casual use while you're on the boat, or this is, no, you can park this and leave this for several weeks at your lake cabin?
They leave them on. That's
Okay,
their lift. That's their lift,
that's
and they'll
their
get
lift.
they'll get a canopy top over it.
Okay, so give us a clue as to based on boat, I understand, but give us, our viewers, just an idea of, are we talking about $700 or $7,000?
You're talking about 10 grand on a TriToon.
$10,000, there you go. So
Approximately, you know, a
Yep.
twin tube's going to be in that 7 range.
Yeah.
And obviously with price increases, we don't know for sure, but
Correct.
But it's
cool that you can do it.
yeah, and we don't. If you look underneath this boat, and you guys I think did, is there's sheeting under there. We
Yep.
don't take that off because that's one of the reasons you buy a boat like this, because you want it to go fast and you want it to act like it. So when we put the legs on, obviously they're going to slow the boat down a little bit, but we don't take that sheeting off.
Okay.
It's a longer process, more expensive, but at the end of the day, it's better for
good.
the boat.
Nice. You can have them just sitting there. That's just awesome. Well, Rick, other than pouring some drinks here,
I think that's a good idea.
And heading out on some water,
Right.
man, thank you so much for spending your time with us and sharing us your expertise on this Manitou pontoon. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks for watching.